In March 2015, a research team at Brigham Young University finished compiling a massive dataset. They had tracked the medical histories of 3,400,000 people across the globe. Their objective was simple: find the number one statistical predictor of early human mortality. Standard medical logic pointed to the usual suspects: severe obesity, alcoholism, chronic stress. But when the computer rendered the final correlation coefficient, the lead scientist reran the script 3 times. There was no glitch in the system. The most mathematically certain predictor of an early grave wasn't even classified as a disease. It degraded the human body faster than smoking 15 cigarettes every single day. It was statistically more lethal than living in a severely polluted industrial zone. The lead researcher's name was Dr. Julianne Holt-Lunstad, and the hidden mechanism she exposed is called chronic loneliness. For decades, society treated this condition as a harmless, poetic, personal quirk, a temporary phase of feeling slightly blue on a rainy Sunday afternoon. But Holt-Lunstad's data proved something deeply unsettling. Your body doesn't experience loneliness as a mood. It experiences it as an active, terminal biological threat. To understand why your heart rate changes when your apartment goes quiet, you have to look 200,000 years backward. In the ancestral environment of the Pleistocene, there was an absolute law of physics. 1 equals dead. If you got separated from your hunter-gatherer tribe in the savannah, you didn't even need a predator to kill you. You died of hypothermia, dehydration, or a minor infection within 72 hours. Because of this, natural selection hardwired a brutal security protocol into your DNA. When the tribe disappears, your brain trips a master circuit breaker. Neuroscientists call it the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. It is the exact same piece of neural real estate that registers the physical agony of a broken femur. When you sit alone at night feeling that strange, hollow ache in your chest, that isn't a metaphor. Your nervous system is literally firing the same warning signals it uses for severe tissue damage. It is screaming, "You are exposed. Find the pack, or you will expire." But in the modern world, there's no pack waiting outside your door. There's only a hallway, an elevator, and a street full of strangers. So the biological alarm keeps ringing into the void. When that alarm rings, unanswered for weeks, your bloodstream undergoes a silent, toxic shift. Your hypothalamus sends an emergency broadcast to your adrenal glands. Prepare for combat. Your baseline cortisol levels skyrocket and refuse to come back down. This constant flood of stress hormones forces your blood vessels to constrict. Chronically lonely individuals walk around with blood pressure up to 30 points higher than normal. Your heart is working overtime just to push blood through a panicked vascular system. But vascular damage is just the surface layer of the glitch. The true horror happens inside your bone marrow. In 2007, a UCLA genomics researcher named Steve Cole made a chilling discovery. He found that prolonged social isolation actively alters the expression of your genes. Your body systematically down-regulates the genes responsible for fighting off viral infections. Simultaneously, it hyperactivates the genes responsible for systemic tissue inflammation. From an evolutionary standpoint, the math makes terrifying sense. If you're wandering alone in the wilderness, you aren't going to catch a virus from another human being, but you're going to get lacerated by the claws of a leopard. Your body preemptively inflames your tissues to prepare for wounds that will never happen. If this ancient survival software kept our ancestors alive for millennia, why are 40% of modern adults currently reporting feeling chronically isolated? Did human beings suddenly become fundamentally unlikable over the last 50 years? No. The answer is much colder. In the mid-20th century, the global economy realized something profound. A tight-knit, multi-generational community is an absolute disaster for gross domestic product. Think about the mechanics of a traditional village. 10 families share one lawnmower, one set of tools, and one large kitchen. When someone's mental health slips, they get free. Informal cognitive therapy sitting on a neighbor's porch. That generates $0 for the market. Now take those same 10 people and atomize them into 10 separate micro apartments. Suddenly the market sells 10 washing machines, 10 Wi-Fi routers, 10 Netflix subscriptions, and 10 separate prescriptions for Lexapro. Loneliness isn't an unfortunate byproduct of modern architecture. It is the most optimized consumer demographic ever engineered. A person sitting in silence at 9 o'clock at night will buy almost anything to make the red light stop blinking. In the 1950s, psychologist Harlow conducted an experiment that would be strictly banned today. He took infant rhesus macaques and placed them inside a stainless steel isolation box. Total sensory deprivation, no sound, no light, no living contact. After 30 days of absolute void, the chamber door was opened. The monkeys were offered a choice between a wire rack holding a bottle of warm milk and a completely blank, faceless doll made of soft terry cloth. The starving animals ignored the food. They threw themselves at the cloth doll, wrapping their limbs around it with a death grip. They clung to that piece of dead fabric for 18 hours a day, shaking. Look down at your right hand tonight at 2:15 in the morning. Look at the glowing rectangle of Gorilla Glass resting in your palm. You aren't scrolling because you care about a stranger's vacation photos in Italy. You're a primate clinging to a piece of illuminated terry cloth inside a stainless steel box. The algorithm knows your ancient alarm is ringing, and it sells you 3-second microdoses of fake tribal belonging just to keep your thumb moving. But your nervous system knows the difference between a pixel and a pulse. For years, the self-help industry has fed you a toxic narrative. They told you that your isolation is a personal, individual skill issue, that you just need to put yourself out there, fix your posture, or download another app, but you cannot solve a structural engineering problem with a better mindset. You are playing a game of musical chairs where the venue removed half the seats before you arrived. When your chest tightens tonight, I want you to remember one vital thing. Your brain is not screaming because it is broken. It is screaming precisely because it is working with absolute, pristine perfection. That ache is the ultimate biological proof that you are still a living human being, a creature that stubbornly refuses to be reduced to an isolated economic unit. The pain is your ancient software trying to save your life. So the next time the siren goes off in the dark, don't try to anesthetize it with an online checkout cart. Step out of the steel box, go outside, look a real person in the eye. Someone sitting 3 doors down from you is holding the exact same terry cloth right now, waiting for someone to prove the tribe didn't go extinct.